So we're going to move on to the next one, Ryan. And this one is a huge one, seeing that my team, City, we have to absolutely bounce back here. We got to bounce back.
I have a few questions for ask you.
I'm waiting. I'm ready for them. I'm ready for them. Look, match day 1, Liverpool beat Norwich 3-0. City lost to Tottenham 1-0. That's a devastating loss, I'm telling you. That's a devastating loss. Because as Premier League holders, I expected to start the season out right, and it wasn't so. I want you guys to see my face to see how disappointed I am. Just see my face when I'm talking. I'm disappointed in Pep. I don't know what kind of bug team Pep put out there. You have Stones and Laporte on the bench, and you're going to start Ake. Like, Ake has not really gelled yet. He has not played up to standard yet. Pep throw him in. Mendy. Pep throw him in. Pep put Ferran Torres as a false 9 when we have Gabriel Jesus in the team. These things, man. You see what I'm saying? These are the things that I don't understand. But the last time Norwich and City met, it was a 5-0 smashing after Norwich did beat City early on in the season, 3-2. So look, Ryan, question for you. Do you think Manchester City are going back to back?
But back to back?
No, front to front. Front to front. Do you think Man City are going back to back?
Why for that, bro? Bro, why for that? Can they win it twice? That's the right word I want you to use. Can
back
they
to
win
back.
It twice?
Back to back. That's my question. Don't try to change up my question.
Listen. City going to always have a chance to win the Premier League. They are a very good team, very good manager, but it's going to be very difficult. Chelsea strengthening, Liverpool, here and there, Man United. It's going to be really, really tough. But if they get Harry Kane, I think it's going to be difficult to stop them. I think that's the only thing Manchester City short that they need a striker to make them a little bit different. And in the last 3 games, they haven't scored. Champions League, Community Shield, and the Premier League. They haven't scored in their last 3 games. They need a striker to make them team better. They cannot win the Premier League with a false 9 again. That will not happen. You're not. They will not happen, bro. So I believe if they get Harry Kane, they have a great chance. But Liverpool, I will get to Liverpool still.
Yeah, thanks for answering my question and sticking to that. We don't want to go too off tangent and talk about Liverpool chat. We will get to that one. You know what I'm saying? But look, I have another question for you. Thanks for answering the question. I think you're on point with that. We do need a striker. I've been hearing some talks about Vlahovic, the Fiorentina man who's been linked to Tottenham and maybe Atletico Madrid. I'm been hearing that he could join. I don't know how true that is. But as far as we see, it's going to be difficult. The Champions League final, as you said, the Community Shield, first match against Tottenham, you're playing false 9s. It hasn't proven to be successful. We need that target man. We need that man in front of goal. That man who's going to know where to be at, the right time. Like Aguero, to put the ball in the back of the net. Why City didn't try to keep Aguero for longer? It's reasons unknown, but he's at Barcelona right now. Why Man City didn't go in for another player, a cheaper option than Harry Kane, and would have had that player at the club already? Reasons I don't know. You see what I'm saying?
This is how City work, bro. City never get second choice, bro. City always go for their first choice. So
we do get second choices. Wait. We do get second choices. Ruben Diaz, even though we were looking at him, he was not first choice. Koulibaly was first choice. I heard, listen, Fabrizio Romano said Koulibaly, first choice. Yeah, Napoli wasn't budging on the price. Then Koundé. And then City, maybe they wanted to look at Ruben Diaz for one more season, but they said, let's bring him in. And Ruben Diaz put on a world-class performance last year. I'm not saying he's a world-class defender, but let's see what he does this year, and then we're going to make those, put those labels. But I think we're gonna we of course we're gonna be there fighting for the title like every season. Are we gonna win it? Let's wait and see. I haven't called it yet. But thanks for answering that question. Another question before we wrap up this thing. Will Norwich survive the drop? Would they survive the drop?
Two things they have to do. They have to learn how to adapt. Not trying to play the ball from. You have to mix it up. It's not every time you're going to play with the ball from the back. Can you imagine you playing against a good Liverpool team, know to high press and winning that ball in the final third? And Norwich, they don't learn. If they don't learn quick enough, they're going to be down. They have to learn how to adapt, and they have to know when they need to attack and defense. And I think that's going to be Norwich's problem, and that's the manager. He's like a Bielsa, not going to change him tactics, and that's going to work against him. You have to learn how to adapt, especially when 15 games leave to go, when a crunch time. You have to make sure that you have 10 men behind the ball. And listen, I'm here to get a points. I'm not here to lose. A point away from home is better. And I think Norwich, if they don't change their philosophy, when it reaches certain part of the season, they can go down. But they're a very good team and they're doing very well.
Yeah, so Norwich are the champions of the championship, and City, of course, are the reigning champions. So just to touch on some insights before we do move on to the prediction. Manchester City have won their last 3 home Premier League games against Norwich City by an aggregate of 14-1, winning 5-0 in the most recent league meeting at the Etihad in July of 2020. In all competition, Norwich City have just won 1 of their last 31 visits to Manchester City, drawing 7 and losing 22, winning 2-1 in September of 1997 and 3-2 in May of 2013. So I'm not going to be too long-winded on this one. Ryan, what's your prediction? And we're going to move on. We got 2 more games to touch on. Wrap that up in about 15 minutes time and call it a day. What are your predictions for this? Manchester City versus Norwich.
I think City at home, they are the Etihad. They have to come back out bouncing. They need to bounce back from that disappointing loss to Tottenham Spurs. City fans, don't get too upset. Tottenham beat you guys every season. City always start out very slow. They will be right up there challenge for the Premier League. I think they're going to butter. They're going to destroy this Norwich City team. And I'm going with a 5-0 victory for City.
Ooh. My prediction, 3-0. I think Pep's going to put out a strong 11. Stronger than the 11 he put out against Tottenham Hotspur. Daniel Farke, we know he has his style. They made a lot of new signings. But as I said before, and I'm going to say it again, these are not Premier League signings. I don't care how mad the Norwich City fans want to get at me, but bringing in players from the Greek League and from Nice and from wherever else you brought these players from relegated Werder Bremen, these are not Premier League proven players. These players are not proven at top level clubs. These players have not been playing Champions League. I don't want to come with the argument about they played Europa League. That's Europa League. That's settling for mediocrity. And I think Norwich should have maybe tried to just get, one of these little Brazilians from the Brazilian league, or you see what I'm saying? One of these African players playing in the French league that has that flair, something. You see what I mean? But they going for a Josh Sargent, or for a Rashica, for Zolis, for these type of players. And I don't. And again, most importantly, they lost their best player, Emiliano Buendia. And I think that could be a big problem. Pukki may not be getting the service, and even when he gets the service, we saw against Liverpool, weren't able to put him away. You see, so I'm going for 3-0. I'm not going to go for a blowout. I'm going to go for 3-0 win for Manchester City. City's next game will be against Arsenal in the league. Norwich play Bournemouth in the EFL Cup, and then they face Leicester. There's a situation where Norwich could lose their first 3 matches of the season, and they could be fighting against relegation from the get-go. I know it's early, but you need a good start. Ryan, any last thoughts on City before we move on?
Jack Grealish, He's going to
Great
be
point.
a monster.
Great point. Great point.
He's going to be a monster. A lot of people say they're overpriced, but I don't think at this time and age, 100 million for a player at the quality of Jack Grealish, 25-year-old, City at least have 10 more years in Jack Grealish, and I think he will be a better player, and I think he will become a world-class player under Pep Guardiola.
Well, let's hope Pep stays for 2 more seasons if that's the case. But this might be Pep's last season at City. Let's see what happens. But Norwich, I think they're gonna be in trouble this season. And I haven't made predictions, but if I had to predict anything, I'll have Norwich going back down. Norwich fans, I don't have any problem with the team. It's just how I feel. But Ryan, I'm hoping that we defend the title successfully, go back to back, and I'm able to rub it in your face at the end of the season.
That now got brother.
Come May, let's see what happens. We're gonna move right on.